Hi, this is Mark Besser of Besser Healthcare. In this video, I will answer all the questions regarding the disturbing sexual trend of stealthing and other condom sabotaging acts. If it's legal, and sexual acts similar to stealthing you need to look out for, what to do if you've just been stealthed. And finally, our recommendation on how and where you can get tested. Either you want to know for sure if you are STD-free, or if you think you have an STD, with fast, affordable, and 100% discreet, private and confidential testing. Now, you might ask, what is stealthing? Stealthing is the act of a man secretly removing his condom during intercourse without letting his partner know. Stealthing affects both gay and straight couples. The act of stealthing quickly gained publicity when Alexandra Brodsky submitted a study for the Columbia Journal of Gender and Law titled Rape Adjacent: Imagining Legal Responses to Non-Consensual Condom Removal. Stealthing is not okay. Stealthing is not okay for many shocking reasons. There is a notion of safety when condoms are used during sex and sexual activities. After all, they are often referred to as protection. Not only do condoms help prevent unwanted pregnancies, but they also help prevent and protect against bacterial infections like chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis, and viral infections that stay with you for life like HIV and genital herpes. Aside from the aforementioned personal and medical reasons to use a condom, there is the fact that sometimes sex is consensual between two people simply because a condom is being used or is to be used. Condoms are only used during sex and sexual activities because of the safety they provide one or both partners during sex. When you intentionally remove or damage a condom, that safety is significantly diminished or gone entirely. Once a man intentionally removes the condom without telling their partner, whether it is a man or a woman, that consent to have sex was conditionally on the condom being worn. By definition, non-consensual sex with penetration is rape, while non-consensual sexual contact is considered sexual assault. This means that if one partner stealthily removes their own condom during sexual penetration or play and their lover only consented to sex or sexual contact because they believe their partner was wearing a condom, that consent is gone and a sexual attack occurred. Is stealthing legal or illegal? Here is a quick rundown of current stealthing-related laws by country. In the United States, there is no active law against the act of stealthing. So currently, stealthing itself is technically legal. In her law review, Brodsky mentions numerous ways the legal system could address stealthing. Whether or not an individual or the law currently considers stealthing an act of sexual assault, it is clear that the conduct is harmful or at least has the potential to harm. There is an intentional betrayal of the terms in which sex or sexual activity was initially agreed upon. In the case of Julian Assange versus Swedish Prosecution Authority, 2011 EWHC 2849, November 2, 2011, Assange was accused of having sex without a condom with his partner, who said she would only have sex if a condom was used. Whether her consent was withdrawn solely because of his lack of using a condom is unknown, but in Sweden, it is a crime to continue having sex after your partner withdraws their consent. Sadly, consent in the U.S. is not as transparent as other countries. In September 2010, in North Carolina, the rape and sexual battery charges a high school football player faced were dropped because the sexual contact between him and the alleged victim was initially consensual. Charges were dropped because the 1979 North Carolina Supreme Court ruling of State versus Way states that if intercourse begins consensually, no rape has occurred though the victim later withdraws consent during the same act of intercourse. It is ridiculous. This means that if agreed to have sex originally and during so change your mind for any reason, like it's painful or hurting you, your partner has started being violent, you forgot you had something else to do or just no longer want to, or partner can persist regardless, and it is not rape. In the UK, the Sexual Offences Act of 2003 states that in relation to sexual offences of person A is guilty of an offence if she or he acts intentionally, if person B does not consent to the act, and or if person A does not reasonably believe that person B consents. In terms of stealthing, all three of these criteria are met. It also includes additional criteria regarding age and mental disorder. Furthermore, according to the Crown Prosecution Service of the UK, Section 74 of the Sexual Offenses Act of 2003 has recently been considered by the High Court and the Court of Appeal in a series of cases where ostensible consent in relation to sexual offenses was considered not to be true consent, either because a condition upon which consent was given was not complied with or because of a material deception. Condom sabotage, sexual acts similar to stealthing that you need to look out for. Stealthing doesn't necessarily have to require the actual removal of a condom. Stealthing can include never actually putting the condom on after sex is agreed to, leading your partner to believe that you have a condom on. It can also include purposefully putting the condom on incorrectly or loosely so that it appears to come off on its own during sex. Condom sabotaging includes any act of purposefully or intentionally destroying or lessening the effectiveness of a condom. Everyone has heard tales of women who have poked holes in their partner's condoms in an attempt to become pregnant. Similarly, there are men who do the same thing to their condoms to try to impregnate their female partners. In fact, in Canada in 2008, a man sabotaged a pack of condoms in the hopes of getting his girlfriend pregnant so that she would stay with him. She did get pregnant, but they broke up anyway, leading him to confess to her what he had done. She filed sexual assault charges, and while he was found not guilty in the first two trials, a Chief Justice maintained that it is clear that protected sex was an essential feature of the proposed sexual act and an inseparable component of the woman's consent. He ended up serving an 18-month jail sentence for his crime. There are men who poke holes in or otherwise sabotage their condoms by using lubricants that degrade the condom material because they believe their partner should take their seed or that they have a right to ejaculate inside their partner. These misogynistic actions and beliefs are wrong, no matter what sex or gender their partner is. If you are the receiving partner, do not trust the condom unless you provide it yourself. You do not know how old the condom is or what condition it is in, and perhaps it's left in his hot car for weeks, or in his wallet that sits in his back pocket every day. What to do if you've just been stealthed? Here is a list of what to do if stealthing happens to you or if you are a recent victim of stealthing. 1. Take an emergency dosage of PEP or post-exposure prophylaxis. An FDA-approved antiretroviral pill taken reduces your chances of contracting certain viral infections like HIV within 3 days or 72 hours of when the high-risk sexual encounter occurred. 2. If you're a woman who wants to avoid an unplanned or unwanted pregnancy, get an emergency dose of Plan B the morning after pill. 3. Get a comprehensive STD test panel done once the incubation periods for each STI has passed. Our recommended STD testing company offers an STD test panel that checks for 10 STDs and provide an early detection HIV RNA test that can detect HIV as early as 9 to 11 days after potential exposure. You can find the website link in the description below this video, or go to bessercare.com/STDcheck. 4. If you want to take legal action, consider filing a police report. There may not yet be legal protection for those who have been stealthed, but at least it will be documented. 5. Speak with a therapist or counselor. As mentioned in Brodsky's Law Review, often victims of stealthing feel distressed and/or violated. It can help to talk to a professional about how you are feeling and how to positively cope with these feelings. 6. Don't trust this man in the future, and do not have sex with him again. You discussed prior to having sex that a condom was to be worn, and he made the choice to bear back from the start or during sex without you knowing. This is not okay, and that act was no longer consensual. Stealthing is not okay, it is harmful, and it can lead to potential unwanted pregnancies and STIs. There need to be up-to-date legal repercussions for stealthing and other sexual acts that violate sexual consent in the U.S. and other countries that are also lacking legal ramifications. And now, on to our recommended STD screening company. Click the website link listed in the description below this video to see the list of their test centers in your area with the discount coupon. Or go to bessercare.com/STDcheck. Our recommended STD screening company makes getting tested for STDs a simple and convenient process in just 3 steps. Step 1. Order their STD-10 test panel or individual tests online or by phone. Step 2. Choose one of their 4,500 test centers nationwide. Testing only takes minutes. Step 3. Your test results are delivered in your online account within 1 to 2 days. The entire process is fast, affordable, and 100% discreet, private, and confidential. Remember, either you want to know for sure if you are STD-free, or if you think you have an STD, you need to get tested as soon as possible. Don't delay. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video or find value from it, please click the like button and let us know what you think in the comments section below. Or if you have further questions or want to share something with us in private, please feel free to reach out to us at mark@besserhealthcare.com. And if you want us to include a certain topic in our next videos, please let us know in the comments section below, or email us. Also, subscribe to our channel and click that bell for you to be notified of our upcoming videos. See you again in our next videos. Stay safe and healthy, everyone.